In this lesson, we're going to have a look at solving equations that reduce to quadratics. I call them stealth quadratics, but they can also be called hidden quadratics or equations reducible to quadratics. So let's start off with an example to show you exactly what I mean by that. And here's the first example. Solve x to the 4 plus 6x squared minus 16 equals 0. So that's sort of laid out like a quadratic, but isn't quite because it's got an x to the power of 4 in. So what we're going to do here is make a substitution, and as a rule the substitution we're going to perform is let u, and typically for substitutions we use the letter u in maths, not sure why, so let u equal the variable in the middle term, which in this case is x squared. So if u equals x squared, that means that u squared is going to be x to the power of 4, i.e. x squared squared, which is x to the power of 4. So now we've got everything we need now to reveal the quadratic hidden within this equation here. So we've got x to the 4, which we identified as being u squared, plus 6x squared, well we know x squared is u, minus 16 equals 0. So now we'll go about solving that equation. Again, it doesn't say show detailed reasoning, so we can just use our calculator. We've got 1u squared plus 6u minus 16 equals 0. So here we get u equals 2, or u equals, press equals again just to get the answer, minus 8. But the answer required is nothing to do with u. Remember, the original equation was in x. So now let's go back and unsubstitute. So I've got x squared equals 2, or x squared equals minus 8. Well, this one solves to get x equals plus or minus root 2, or, and if we try to root a negative number, we end up with an invalid answer, a non-real answer. So there isn't a way to root a negative number and get a real answer. So I'm going to cross that out. But when we cross answers out, when we discard answers, we should always say why we're crossing it out. So not valid, as root minus 8 is not real. And there we have it, we've solved it. X equals plus or minus root 2 are the answers. And here it is here. Solve x plus 4 root x minus 12 equals 0, showing detailed reasoning. Now this phrase here, showing detailed reasoning, prevents us from using calculator functions such as quadratic solvers. You can still use a calculator. In fact, you could even use the quadratic solver on your calculator, but your method has to be backed up by full working. So it's not enough just to use it and not show any working. You can use it and then put the quadratic formula in your working, but how you solve a quadratic on paper must be shown in order to get the marks. Right, so first of all, and you might want to pause this and choose the substitution yourself and see how we get on. But as I said before, the substitution typically is the middle term when laid out like a quadratic. So let u equal root x. And remember in the previous one, I then just wrote what u squared was. So u squared, so root of x squared, which is actually just x. So now we're writing this out like a quadratic in u. I get u squared plus 4u minus 12 equals 0. And because I need to show detailed reasoning, I'm well within my rights to use the quadratic solver, but I must show a full method for solving a quadratic on paper. So in this case, I'm going to use factorization, but also using the quadratic formula is fine. I personally wouldn't complete the square, simply because it's a much harder method with more places you can go wrong. So factorization is going to be what I try first here. So u and u And again, I'm doing this because it says show detailed reasoning. So I can see it's plus 6 and minus 2 would do it. So u equals minus 6 or u equals 2. And there's a subtle place that you can go wrong here and lose a mark. So now writing it out in terms of x, root x equals minus 6 or root x equals 2. Now you might not realise it, but one of these answers needs to be discarded. And this is a really, really important point. This one here, root x equaling minus 6, needs to be discarded because the root of a number can't be negative. Now that might be difficult to swallow because if you've seen an equation like x squared equals 9, well that means that x equals plus or minus root 9, which is plus or minus 3. But that's something different. Unsquaring something means we use a little bit of mathematical common sense and we put a plus or minus outside of the root sign using our common sense, using our knowledge of numbers. If I were to write root 9 there, I've already told you that I don't want the negative answer because there's no plus or minus on the outside. If I just say root 9, then only the positive answer applies, which is 3. And the calculator can back that up for us because if I type in root 9, then equals on the calculator, it gives me 3. If I put a minus outside there, it would give me a minus answer. If I put a plus outside there, it'll give me a plus answer. But the root of a number must always be positive. It's this plus or minus that our mathematical common sense tells us to put there when we are unsquaring a number. That makes it plus or minus. So as soon as you see a minus number as the root of a number, we should discard that. It's not real or not valid in this case. Okay, so root x equals minus 2. If I square both sides now, that means that x equals 4. So let's just go back, and I just want to test this theory about that answer not being valid. So let's sub 4 into the original equation. So 4 plus 4 root 4 minus 12 indeed does equal 0. Now let's say that we didn't discard this answer. Let's say that we then got that x equals 36, squaring both sides. Let's put 36 in the original equation. 36 plus 4 root 36 minus 12 equals 48, not 0. Therefore, further confirmation we were right to discard this answer here. So a root of a number, unless it has a plus or minus outside already, which it didn't, the root of a number can never be negative. So this final example we're going to look at says solve 3 to the power of 2x equals 6 lots of 3 to the x plus 27, showing full working. Now again, this phrase show full working prevents us from just using the calculator functionality without backing it up by working. Now you might want to have a go at this yourself. You might want to pause the video and see what answer you get. But I'll go through an explanation as to how to do it. So currently, this doesn't really look like a quadratic because we've got a few terms on each side, and quadratics usually equal 0. So let's make it look a little bit more like a quadratic. So 3 to the 2x minus 6 lots of 3 to the x minus 27 equals 0. So now we're going to perform our substitution. So let u equal the thing where the x term would normally be. So we've got the x squared term would normally be here in a quadratic, the x term here. So we're going to let u equal 3 to the power of x. Well, that means that u squared equals 3 to the x squared, which is equal to, using indices laws, 3 to the power of 2x. So there we have it. Our quadratic is unhidden now. So that means that u squared minus 6u minus 27 equals 0. And now we can go and solve that quadratic. So that there means that, and if you want to do this by yourself, have a go at pausing it now, continue with it, see how far you get, but I'll continue. So we've got u and u there, and if we do minus 9 there and plus 3 there, we end up with exactly what we need, u squared minus 6u plus minus 27. And then that leads us to u equals minus 3 or u equals 9. And then taking it a step further than that, unsubstituting, we get that 3 to the x equals minus 3 and 3 to the x equals 9. Well, this one here is nonsense. There's no power we can raise the number 3 to get minus 3. So not valid. And here, just by inspection, we can see that x equals 2 because 3 squared is 9. So there we go, x equals 2. So this method here could be done using a future topic called logarithms. So expect this type of stealth quadratic to be revisited in the logarithms topic. So now have a go at the worksheet, do every question and check the answers as you go. Some tricky questions in there.